Clash Kit. Hello, I'm Raging Amish, and welcome to another Clash tutorial. This time around, we're going to throw a bone to those of you who are Town Hall 7s. And I know, for most of the players out there, this subject doesn't pertain to you. Just hold on for 5 seconds and hear me out before you skip on to some other video. Let's be honest, you can find plenty of videos out there today with strategies for players who have been at this game for years on end. Most of that content is for folks who are at Town Hall 11, 10, 9, and a little bit of Town Hall 8. I see relatively little helping out the new guy getting accustomed to the game. It's fair to say we should throw a bone to our new players at Town Hall 7, since that's when you have the least experience and could use help the most. So, I wanted to make this video. Now, of course, I know some of you are going to naturally ask, could I make a video to help out those at Town Hall 6? Well, here's my answer to that.
No! No! No!
I gotta draw the line somewhere. You arguably can make it to Town Hall 6 in what, a month? 2 months tops? Which is frankly not worth covering. Okay, now you can go hit the next button, because it's time to cover our Town Hall 7 war strategy. Up front, let's just get the basics out there. At Town Hall 7, you can try to go to war with a giant and wizard based attack. However, I'm going to advise against this. Your giants and wizards top out at level 4, which frankly isn't enough to get the job done. If you want to bring some punch to the table, you need to bring dragons. I don't care if they're level 1 or 2. That's the unit of choice for war if you're at Town Hall 7. Anything less than that is doing your clan a disservice. Dragons have the ability to ace all Town Hall 6s, most Town Hall 7s, and even a few Town Hall 8s if your opponent rushed too much. So, with that said, your army should look something like this. 9 dragons, at level 2 ideally, but believe me, level 1 should do the trick just fine. 3 balloons at whatever level you have, the higher the better. 5 archers at whatever level. And 4 max balloons in the clan castle. This part is key. You need these maxed out balloons. I know you may be tempted to bring a max drag. Trust me, you don't need it. Last but not least, you'll also want 3 lightning spells. The higher the level, the better. The dragon raid at Town Hall 7 starts out by identifying where those pesky air defenses are. They're typically pretty spread out. You'll also want to identify where the leaf blower is, and more importantly, you need to check which way it's blowing. That's what she said. Now you need to zap one of those air defenses. Try to get the one closest to the core. This building has the greatest potential to ruin your day because it's the hardest one to get to. With that done, drop your Barbarian King and your dragons on the side opposite of the leaf blower. This part is key. Dragons are slow and you don't need them getting pushed around. At this point, your 9 dragons should be strong enough to push through the enemy base and handle the enemy's second air defense. Had I made this video a year ago, I'd literally be rolling credits, because players at Town Hall 7 didn't have a 3rd air defense. But not too long ago, Supercell decided to add a 3rd, making this strategy, well, more complicated. Getting the 1st air defense is super easy. You zap it away with lightning. Getting the 2nd is also pretty straightforward. You just plow right through it with sheer muscle from your dragons. The 3rd one is a pain. Dragons are slow and will take pot shots from that 3rd air defense if you're not careful. To prevent your potential failure, that's where your balloons come in. It's hard to say exactly where you should deploy the loons. Sometimes you'll want to drop them behind your dragon army. Other times you'll actually want to drop them near the outskirts of the enemy base because the air defense is so close to the perimeter. Regardless, max balloons can muscle through and clear out the 3rd air defense. That's when you can consider the battle won. With no further air defenses to worry about, the dragons and balloons will clean up. You can now use your archers to take out stray buildings. That's why you brought 5 of them. I'm sure we've all been victim of a base where the builder huts are in the corners. Now, before we put this subject to bed, there is a possibility, and frankly likelihood if your opponent is smart, that the enemy base will put all 3 of the air defenses near the core by the town hall. This is somewhat annoying, as now the strategy we just covered doesn't really work. You can't zap one of the air defenses away and succeed. The other 2 will simply maul you. If you see a base like this, you're going to need brute force to win rather than tactical thinking. And as such, I'd recommend switching out your 3 lightning spells for 2 rages and a heal. You might want to consider swapping out a dragon for some more balloons as well. Regardless, the strategy starts out similar to what we've discussed before. Your goal is to guide your balloons and dragons straight to the core and maximize your damage output once there. Drop your dragons on the side opposite of the air sweeper, and then immediately proceed to drop your balloons in behind the drags. Once they are close to the center, that's when you want to raid your army. Ideally, you'll create a dragon balloon frenzy. Also, be ready to drop your heal spell so your balloons live a little bit longer. Your drags and balloons should just plow through everything in front of them, but this strategy is a bit less predictable. And I'll be honest, if your opponent is going for this setup, you're kinda rolling the dice a bit with dragons, but I'd still argue a dragon raid at Town Hall 7 is your best shot at a 3-star attack. I certainly welcome criticism from those who disagree, but that's my opinion. Well, that's all we have for today. I hope you enjoyed, and that for some of you, this helps. Until next time, this is Raging Amish, checking out.